Hi everybody, it's time to talk again about Meshtastic. Today I'm going to show you how to wire this mini I²C OLED display to the XIAO Meshtastic kit powered by XIAO module with nRF52840 microcontroller. In the very first video about Meshtastic, I explained you how to get started with this kit. In the second video, I showed you how to compile the Meshtastic firmware from source with enabled I²C support. And now we're gonna leverage this knowledge because this mini OLED display also works over I²C. I²C is a well-known hardware protocol for attaching various peripherals such as sensors and displays. In my previous video about this XIAO Meshtastic kit, I've explained you the exact steps how to wire this BMP280 sensor for temperature and barometric pressure. And today we're gonna extend this example by attaching another I²C peripheral device, a display called SSD1306.
This is a yellow-blue mini OLED display with screen size less than 1 inch. It's powered by the SSD1306 controller, and it's commonly used in microcontroller projects to show text, icons, or simple graphics. It operates at 3.3 volts, and there are 4 pins which we need to wire. The other pins are for SDA that carries data and SCL that provides the clock signal in the I²C communication to synchronize the data. As I already mentioned, by default, the Meshtastic firmware for the Meshtastic kit from C Studio with XIAO nRF52840 is configured with an UART GPS module, which I don't have here, and instead I would like to enable I²C. However, to do this, I need to recompile the Meshtastic firmware from source. I did this in my previous video, in which I covered each step in a lot of details. I don't want to repeat myself, but for consistency, I would like to briefly explain you how to do it. You have to clone the source code from GitHub, where the Meshtastic firmware is. After that, to enable Python virtual environment, install platform IO, enter the firmware directory, and run the PIO command to build the Meshtastic firmware with an argument seed_XIAO_nRF52840_kit_I²C. After that, you have to enter the DFU mode on the XIAO nRF52840 module and copy the firmware that has been built with I²C support. All the steps are explained in details in my previous video. A link to it is available in the description of this video, so if you are wondering how to do it, have a look at the link. And once you're done with this, you will have your Meshtastic kit flashed with firmware that supports I²C, including both sensors and the SSD1306 display. Now let's proceed with the wiring of the display.
I need 4 wires to connect this mini OLED display to my XIAO module and the Meshtastic kit.
I'm using the same white tiny breadboard which I used in my previous video, and as you can see, I still have the BMP280 sensor for temperature and barometric pressure on it. And now using 4 wires, I'm going to connect the mini OLED display. It operates at 3.3 volts, so I'm going to connect the 3.3 volts to VCC and ground to obviously ground. The other 2 wires are for SDA, which I've explained you that's for the data, and for SCL, which is for the clock. This is part of the I²C communication. Actually, the I²C communication is requiring just 2 wires, the SDA and the SCL, the data and the clock line. The rest of the wires are for powering on the display. After hooking up the display, I connected a battery which turned on the whole Meshtastic kit, including the display. On boot, the Meshtastic firmware automatically scans for I²C devices, so the display works out of the box.
After flashing the Meshtastic firmware with I²C enabled to the XIAO Meshtastic kit and wiring the mini OLED display over I²C, I have to adjust some configurations from the Meshtastic application that runs on a smartphone. I'm using an Android, so I'll use my Android phone to connect over Bluetooth to the XIAO Meshtastic kit and configure the settings for the display.
We're back on my desk. On the left you see my smartphone with the Meshtastic mobile application, and on the right you see the C Studio XIAO Meshtastic kit, to which I have attached the BMP280 sensor and the SSD1306 mini OLED display. After establishing a Bluetooth connection between the Meshtastic application on my Android smartphone and the Meshtastic kit, I went to the tab for settings. Meshtastic offers so many different settings. They're combined together in different groups. In the device configuration group, there is an option for the display. I clicked on it, and after that I've scrolled down to the advanced settings. After that I've configured the duration for which the screen remains on after the user button is pressed or messages are received. After making a modification of the settings, I had to scroll down and hit the save button. After that, the Meshtastic kit rebooted with the new settings. Here, just for the experiment as part of the demonstration, I changed the settings on several occasions, and you can see that each time after saving the new settings, the Meshtastic kit reboots, so my smartphone has to re-establish a connection with the Meshtastic kit, and once the Meshtastic kit reboots, the new settings are in place. In the Meshtastic application for smartphones, the display configuration options are screen on duration, auto carousel interval, always point north, GPS format, preferred display units, flip screen, OLED definition, display mode, heading bold, wake on tap or motion, compass orientation, and use 12-hour clock. Apart from the SSD1306 display that we are using in this video, the Meshtastic firmware as of the moment also supports SH1106 and SH1107 displays. For more details, please check the Meshtastic documentation.
Now, let's have a look how the whole thing works. It's showtime.
The mini OLED display turns on as soon as the Meshtastic kit boots. After that, it remains on after the user button is pressed or messages are received, which means that after the configured interval, the Meshtastic firmware turns off the display. This means that if the user wants to turn on the display on his demand, without receiving a message and without rebooting the whole kit, the only option is to use the user button. But where is this button? The Meshtastic kit from C Studio features XIAO nRF52840 and Wio-SX1262. Basically, these are two different printed circuit boards that are stacked together. The board below is the Wio-SX1262, which contains the LoRa module for the communication. This board also has a placeholder for a user button, which is routed, but the button is not populated. So there are paths for the button and there are traces on the printed circuit board for this user button, but there is no physical button. Regarding these circumstances, there are two ways how to use the user button. Option 1, which is actually the better option, especially in long term, is to solder a proper button. Option 2 is a quick workaround. Just use something metal to shorten the two paths, and this way you will be pressing the button. In this case, I used metal tweezers to shorten the paths of the user button. By the way, yeah, I know you're thinking it's a huge mess, and I agree that I need to design and 3D print a case for my kit.
Connecting a mini OLED display to the XIAO Meshtastic kit is pretty cool. The advantage is that you can have a look and get some information without picking up your smartphone. The mini OLED display is pretty nice, however there are several disadvantages. First of all, from a practical point of view, adding any additional peripheral devices, including this display, means that the power consumption of the XIAO Meshtastic kit increases. This could be a concern if you're running it on batteries. Second, as you have seen, the Meshtastic firmware by default for the XIAO Meshtastic kit does not come with enabled I²C, so I had to recompile it from source with the proper configuration. This could be a little bit tricky for non-tech users. And the third thing is the annoying user button, which is not populated on my Meshtastic kit, so I need to either shorten it manually with a piece of metal, like metal tweezers, or to just solder a button.
As a conclusion, we can summarize that the Meshtastic firmware supports several different displays, and in this video I've demonstrated you how to use SSD1306. It is a monochrome display, so the colors cannot be changed. I really like the yellow-blue combination, but if you prefer, you can also find SSD1306 displays with different colors, for example, just white. However, to use such a display, it is very important to build from source the Meshtastic firmware with I²C support for the XIAO Meshtastic kit with nRF52840 microcontroller.
Now you know how to add a mini OLED display SSD1306 to the XIAO Meshtastic kit. It's a long way because we had to recompile the firmware from source, and after that we had to do wiring and to do some additional configurations. I would rather say this is advanced video. If you like this type of content as well as topics about open source, Linux and various embedded devices, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and hit the like button. Stay tuned for new videos. See you soon.